Donald Trump is panicking as more revelations come to light from the partial release of approximately 3 million documents from the Epstein files. Last Friday, there's at least 3 million documents, potentially 25 to 50 million pages, that are still being concealed by Trump's DOJ. Apparently, Donald Trump has now directed his Department of Justice to redact the photos of Melania Trump's face, where she appears in the Epstein files. I mean, there's this document right here, which is clearly a photo of Donald Trump, Melania, Jeffrey Epstein, and Ghislaine Maxwell all together, having a grand old time, and Melania's face is redacted. Look, as Donald Trump's spokesperson previously said, it says Abigail Jackson. She wrote, per the Epstein Files Transparency Act, DOJ was instructed only to redact the faces of victims and/or minors. Well, the Trump regime released the names of victims and survivors and released photos of underage individuals, victims of survivors. We had to call that out when these documents were released. They re-traumatized so many survivors, so many victims. I want to share this map with you right here, just so you can see how close Mar-a-Lago was to 358 El Brillo Way, and that's where Epstein lived. It's about a 4-minute car ride. It's walking distance, you can see right there. So when people are discussing the horrors that transpired at 358 El Brillo Way, where Epstein lived during the relevant time period where the child sex trafficking was taking place, that's how close it was to Mar-a-Lago. And we know from all of the witness statements and staff statements that Donald Trump brought the Mar-a-Lago spa to Jeffrey Epstein's house. Epstein didn't even have to go to Mar-a-Lago. The spa went to Epstein's home, and you see how close it was. I know a document that lots of people wanted to know more about was the draft indictment that was going to be filed in 2008 against Epstein and co-conspirators, until Alex Acosta, who was then the United States Attorney for the Southern District of Florida, entered into that sweetheart deal with Jeffrey Epstein that allowed him basically to do what, 12 months or so just in the evening in prison, and allowed him to just plead to solicitation of prostitution. Granted, it was solicitation of prostitution of a minor. At that point, it should be called rape or sexual assault. But Epstein served very little time. The co-conspirators were concealed, and the indictment never saw the light of day. But as you go through this indictment, and the draft has now been released, there were dozens and dozens of girls, very young girls, 14-year-olds and 15-year-olds, and